Hello everybody, welcome back to Landedkiller Show. Today we're just going to talk channel vision for 2023 here. So I just wanted to start this out by saying that I think this channel has potential to grow big in the year of 2023. Mainly due to the influence of the IRL channel that currently is pumping out content left and right. The plan is to eventually, do face reveal, all that stuff, this channel. But for right now, I'm keeping like the two worlds kind of separated from each other until the IRL channel really just takes off big. So I don't want to confuse people, and kind of stunt that growth by having everybody just go to all the different channels at once, I just kind of want to grow out that IRL channel some more. That's kind of the plan for now. Then we'll probably do some more. Or let me put it this way, once I can figure out this webcam nonsense, once I can actually get it to work properly without it messing up the audio, then we'll do some gaming videos with my face in it and all that. This whole next year, I'm going to really just try to double down on channel growth, getting this channel to where it's sustainable, where people are watching the videos, because ideally I want to have people watching my videos as much as they're watching Sea Lord Mountbatten or Flamu, but I've got to I gotta figure out a way to increase the quality. Gotta figure out some way to do that. But you can see here I got Soviet Soyuz out because this is a ship I recently unlocked with some free XP and some standard XP. Eventually, I'll get the tier 10, the Kremlin or whatever. Anyway, going back to the channel vision, the whole goal at the end of the day is to grow this channel out to where eventually I can do the YouTube, more full-time-ish in a sense, because right now I'm cramming in videos before I go off to work most days. Granted, it's working, but still, eventually I'd like to just dedicate myself fully to the YouTube, eventually in the long term. I don't know when that will be, but we gotta scale the channels up first. Scaling channels takes time, though. I'm doing a lot of this from scratch, so I'm trying to come up with plans right now to figure this out. Figure out where we're gonna go for this next year. So while we continue to do ship reviews here and there, I do want to figure out new types of content to do, such as more historical videos. But I don't just want to read off, things from Wikipedia. I want to actually find the hard of files, the hard service history, and I'd love to just talk about the actual history behind some of these ships and some of these designs, because there's been a huge gap of that lately with iChase being away at college doing his architect studies, in a sense. So I want to find a way to talk historical ship stuff, but I don't want it to necessarily be super long form. I want to find something in the middle between know your ship and like a 5-minute video, somewhere in between there. I'm thinking somewhere between 5 to 10 minutes, kind of like a mini version of know your ship, but not necessarily know your ship, kind of just talking about each ship's kind of service history and that kind of a deal. And this is something I want to be able to put some effort into, where I actually get down and do the research, I actually write a script and get a good quality video out, because a lot of my videos I do just off the cuff without any script writing. So I think in the future I'm going to try to take some time to just script write and actually kind of stick to something like that for more of a historical video. Obviously I have a favorite ship from World War II history, and that's HMS Hood. So that's probably where I would do my first one on, would be HMS Hood. You know, because, well, I could do the ranty, flamoo, Mountbatten kind of content. That's just not always my style, you know. We can get outraged at every change Wargaming makes, in a sense, yes. We can definitely do that kind of content, but I like to kind of dial things back, you know, and get us into more historical context within the channel. You know, I'm going to go more into the history of these ships, like Soyuz here. Never got built, was like a partial Hulk from what I know. Now granted, if I knew more, like why did Soyuz not get built? What was the motivation behind it not getting built? That sort of a deal, you know? That's kind of where I'm at. I want to know the history of why Soyuz didn't get built, something like that, you know? And we do have a lot of these quote-unquote fairy tale designs or blueprint designs in the game. It would be nice kind of delving into how Wargaming came about those, or why those studies failed and why the ship never got built. I'm still kind of figuring this out. This is kind of like in prototype stage kind of a deal. It's just a thought for now, but once I actually get down to thinking more and planning out a blueprint for it, that'll be better. You know, and I just wanted to throw this out there in case people didn't know. There is a Killer Film Reviews channel, right? Where we do Warships reviews. Where I'm doing reviews of movies with Warships gameplay in the background. I just wanted to throw that out there. Just in case some weren't aware, you know. Because that's kind of more focused on the niche here we have in ships. But in the future, you know, maybe I'll start including clips of movies on that channel. I don't plan to do a video like this for every channel, as that would be too time consuming and we only have so much time before New Year's, and I just want to relax on my New Year's and watch a good movie. That's what I'm already thinking about for New Year's. Just want to relax and just enjoy the day. And not do anything too out there. But at the end of the day, you know, I want to take this channel to the next level, and I want to start script writing. I want to start getting things. I want to start taking this channel up a notch. So a lot of my efforts will be concentrated on getting all these channels to monetization in one form or the other. It's kind of my goal right now is to get a lot of these up there, so I can better sustain myself. It's part of the battle right now, to be honest. As right now, the whole channel itself is running, a lot of the channels are running a net negative because of animations and stuff invested into them and all that. Animations, well, they may seem like they're easy and simple to do. I am not the best animator. I have not touched animating program in nearly 7 years at this point. 7 or 8 years at this point, actually. I'm kind of very rusty when it comes to animation. I've done like simple stick figure animation, but I just try to leave that to the professionals, which of course professionals, you know, they're going to cost a bit. But that's a given. If I want to make things look good, I've got to be able to look professional with the channels, that kind of a deal. The other end of that, I've got to also work on my content delivery. I've got to get into the zone more. Got to really be out there, you know, because as we all know, I don't have a lot of time on my hands to put out daily content like Mountbatten does. But then again, what's the value of ranting about every wargaming change that they do? There really is no inherent value in that. I'd rather learn more about the historical aspects of ships, and I'm sure you all would too. So I want you all to just put in the comments, you know, what ships would you like to see me kind of create historical aspect videos on? Again, I'm not trying to do Know Your Ship fully in depth. I'm trying to do like a brief history of the ship, kind of a little bit of service history. I want to go from there because we have a lot of them from the other nations which could probably use some background. Like, what happened to ships that went under different nations for their service history? What kind of missions did they carry out? That sort of a deal. I'm just trying to make videos, you know, which kind of talk about history, but we're not going too far in depth. And we're still having a fun time, that kind of a deal. Now, granted, is that always the easiest thing to do with the channel? Not always, but you know, if this is successful, we may consider splitting this off into the tanks, and I guess have some more historical things on tanks in the future. We'll have to see on that. It's going to be a lot more effort to put these kind of videos out, so they wouldn't be all the time. They'd be occasionally. Maybe a once or twice a month sort of video once I get it all ironed out. Because I need to figure out a way to drive more viewership to the channel. And right now you have the kind of content that Euro makes where he's making ship animation music videos half the time. Funny ones, I might add. What Euro does really does take a lot of time, so please do understand why it takes so long to upload on that channel. Or I could sit there and do ranty rant like Flamu and Sea Lord tend to do, but let's face it, we have enough ranty rant videos. I'd rather focus our attention into more historical aspects. And yes, of course, we will still do the ranty rant on the occasional silly change wargaming pushes through, don't get me wrong. They don't always want to have videos on that. It's just that wargaming made a lot of ridiculous changes this year when it came to the game economy. Separation of camos, super ships, submarines. They really are driving a lot of the player base away with their decisions. And you can see that some content creators like Noncer haven't uploaded in nearly 2 months. Or Zoop, which hasn't uploaded in a month at the time of recording on December 30th here. Sea Lord and Flamu, I guess, are still motivated. They still do put out good content, you know, they're really good content creators. I just don't... With me having all these channels, I'm not putting out content on the main channel as often. So in some ways, the main channel is kind of suffered because of all these different channels existing. So the obvious question gets asked all the time, Landedkiller, why don't you just consolidate all these channels together? And I'm just like, no, because it's just not how the YouTube algorithm works, right? So if I put up a racing video on this channel, for instance, like I did that one time, it throws off the algorithm. Algorithm thinks, oh, he's now a racing channel, and then it completely resets the counter for the ships content. So, and how I'm thinking about doing this is that we gotta focus exclusively, you know, on like Warships content. We can't be deviating to tanks or to planes all that often, you know. I think it's been throwing off the algorithm for the channel in a sense. And also my thumbnail designs, I've got to do a lot more. I got to do more work on those. See, I'm trying to get to the root cause why the channel isn't growing as fast as it should be. And it's either A, my content delivery, or B, it's the thumbnail design, or C, it's some unknown factor that I'm unaware of. Or D, it's because I keep putting out different types of games on this channel, and YouTube can't decide what kind of channel I am. Which is why multi-variety gaming channels kind of suffer at the end of the day, unless they really are established. So this next year or so, I'm just going to try to focus more heavily on ships. We'll just kind of take the tank stuff and do it occasionally, I guess, for those that want it. Or it might just be shucked off to Plus. I haven't really decided yet. We'll see. It's really a time-based thing, in all honesty. But at the end of the day, I want to let you all know that I'm committed to continuing to make great content for you all in 2023, and that the channels will continue as they have been now. Granted, the overall grand design is to eventually get all these channels monetized at some point in the future, but it's gonna take time. YouTube is a time investment more than anything. So I ask that you all understand that and be patient as content comes on the channel and goes. I'm not opposed to doing the occasional tanks video, warplanes video, but I believe it throws off the algorithm every time I do that. So I'm going to try to take some time to really think about what kind of content we need to going forward. Still be doing ship reviews, no doubts there. But what other content, you think might be interesting for the channel to have, definitely let me know in the comments section below. And I will be doing more kind of introspection and thinking about the channel's future for sure. For the meantime, we'll still be doing our ship reviews and that sort of a thing, but eventually I do want to kind of include more historical content on the channel. That's kind of the goal for the future. The other channels, the goal is obviously to publish at least once a week on all those other channels, but sometimes real life comes to play a factor in that, and you can't get to every channel in 1 week. Because remember, it's a one-man show. I'm doing all the channels, and yeah. So yes, I am looking for people to help in the areas of editing and thumbnail design if you do know anybody. Looking to get somebody on a regular commission to at least do thumbnail design, or to at least help me design a thumbnail template. If not, I'm just going to try to magic something up with what I have. I'll try to magic something up in 3D Paint and Photoshop. I'll try to come up with something. But yes, I will be trying to pay attention more to thumbnail design in the future and content delivery, as those are two areas I think I could improve on for the next year. Until then, check out all the channels. They're all under the channels tab. Plenty of content to consume for your enjoyment. Until next time, have a happy new year, everybody. And thanks for watching the Landedkiller show. Thank you so much.